First and foremost, the Quran is Kalam Allah, which is the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, usually through the wasila, the connection of Jibreel alayhi salam. And it was revealed over the course of 23 years. The first 10, I do believe, were in Mecca, and then the last 13 were in Medina. So we have the division, typically, the surah, or the chapters of the Quran will be broken up into two different sections. They will either be of the Meccan variety or of the Medina variety. The subject matter is typically the same, having to do with the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and having to do with preparing oneself for the hereafter and living a life of piety and righteousness. However, typically the surah that came down in Medina will tend to have more rules and regulations that we should live our lives in accordance with. I think that's one of the most difficult things to do at first. I converted and I was Christian before, and so the Bible typically has more linear stories that have a clear beginning, a clear middle, and a clear end. And the Quran, according to our Western understanding of the way things are written, there's not the same pattern to look for when you're reading the Quran. So one of the best places to start is the end. So to begin with the last juz Amma, the 30th section of the Quran is a great place to start because many of them contain the first chapters of this Quran, the first surah to be revealed, and they contain the essence of faith for the believer. So you have the heart of the believer is compared often to a stone, and the drops of these ayat, the drops of these verses, are like truth and light that soften the heart that was once stone and makes it ready to receive further instruction. So once you have been taught about the hereafter, about this life and how to respect others and respect the rights of those who are around you, if you learn about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and some of the stories of the prophets, alayhim as-salam, then after you've implanted this iman and this faith in your heart, after that, then you're ready to move on to the beginning, possibly with Baqarah, or to the middle of the Quran. Another great place to start is in the middle, which contain more stories of the former prophets and people who came before, alayhim as-salam, and also contain some of the rules and regulations that we should live accordingly. Arabic is the miftah for everything. It is the key to all the Islamic sciences. So it's a great foundation. First and foremost, it's good to read the last chapter of the Quran in English or whatever language is most comfortable for you. And then after that, it's good to study whatever Arabic you can. If you study just the letters and are able to recite well, there's a lot of merit in reciting the Quran with and without understanding. And then it also furthers your understanding of the deen when you have the Arabic language, to understand the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost, to be able to study fiqh for yourself with a teacher in the language that was written by the scholars. It opens other sciences such as tafsir, the commentary of the Quran as well. And it gives you the ability to have access to a very rich and vast tradition in which there are thousands upon thousands of books written answering any and every question you could possibly have. But Arabic is the key for all of those things.